Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community, Oceania Hundoke. And today is Ahn Shi, and together with Rev Mansoo, today is also the 8th of August or the 1st of July in the 9th year of Chongul. Let's begin by offering a bow to our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Chariot, Kumbay. Let's recite our family pledge both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가족맨세 2. 천일국 주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 선자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 2. Our family, the owner of Chongul, pledges to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending the Heavenly Parent and True Parents. We pledge to perfect the dutiful family way of filial sons and daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and on earth by centering on true love. I'd like to ask Isla Willett if she could offer the opening prayer, please.
Let us join in prayer. Good morning, dear Heavenly Parent, our beloved, loving, true parents of heaven and earth and all mankind. We are so grateful to meet you this morning. Heavenly Parent, every day you see this world growing in love and attendance to our true mother here on earth and our true father in the spirit world. We are in this historical time and we're truly grateful to meet every morning this beautiful morning Hundoke. And today is Ahn Shi. We truly want to attend with our whole heart and thank you for this beautiful Oceania, Asia Pacific community that's growing every day in heart, mind, and direction. As a Heavenly Parent, we are grateful for this morning, and please guide us in heart to receive this Hundoke message. And we are grateful that we can truly be alive this time of human history. And we want to receive the direction from our true mother and true father every day. So with the humble heart and dedication, we want to report all this. In our Lord's name, bless and for family. Adieu.
Thank you. And good morning, everyone. And let's give a warm welcome to Mansoo as he shares with us this morning. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. 1 second, please. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This morning's my message topic is meaning of the prayer on the viewpoint of HyoJeong. It is a sequence message from last NCO about what is the meaning of the HyoJeong, and then in general, anyway, all of the religious people, or the also non-religious people, we are doing prayer, in certain different way of method, or with different content. So I just want to look at the definition, the other religions, definition of the prayer, to think about what is the real meaning of the prayer on the viewpoint of HyoJeong. So first of all, in Judaism, they define the prayer like this: prayer builds the relationship between God and human beings. When people pray, they spend time with God. To pray is to serve God with your heart, obeying God's commandment. To love the Lord your God and to serve him with all your heart and with all your souls. This is like the Old Testament era, just emphasize like a believing and deed relationship. In second, Catholicism, in the Catholic Church, prayer is the raising of one's mind and heart to God, or the requesting of good things from God. It is an act of the moral virtue of religion, which Catholic theologians identify as a part of the cardinal virtue of justice. Prayer may be expressed vocally or mentally. This is also Catholicism, also the emphasizing believing, also requesting good things. And third, Christianity, prayer is the Christian faith. Prayer in the Christian faith and in the many other spiritual traditions, a way of being and a way of relating. Prayer is a way of being in the moment, being present, being open. It is a way of learning to ourselves. Prayer is a way of relating to God, to ourselves, to those around us. This is like a deepen a person's faith. This is to make a more deepen through the prayer. We can make more deepen a person's faith. This is like a New Testament. It's a bit difference. Also the fourth, Islam, Muslim style, like Muslims certainly feel a moral duty and obligation to prayer. It's like a duty and an obligation. But like those ascribing to other religions around the world, Muslims also use the prayer to help themselves feel comforted and at peace, and to provide answers to their problems. This is like all of the, in general, all of the religions definitions of prayer is like a build relationship with God. But they didn't mention about like what relationship between, what is the relation between, God and human beings. And then the asking and requesting, and then comfort and peace. The requesting, comfort and peace, and asking and requesting through prayer. And then what is the meaning of the prayer? What is the definition of prayer on the viewpoint of HPH, Holy Parent, Holy Community, the Heavenly Parent, Holy Community? I just quote from the way of the God's will. I will read in Korean first, and then in English as well. 기도란 솔직히 짓고 하는 생활이다. Prayer is a life of honestly, frankly, and wholeheartedly reporting. This is reporting my substantial life to God. 지금까지 복을 달라고 기도하였으나 이제부터는 내 것을 드릴 터이니 가져가십시오 하고 기도드릴 때이다. In the past, prayer to God was for asking for things, but from now on, prayer should be about offering of the self and dedicating of all my things to God. So this is my idea anyway. My idea definition of prayer on the viewpoint of HPHC. First, the offer is an offering. Offer my things to God. Second, report and pray about my substantial life, heart and love, etc. Third, communicating and talk with Heavenly Parent. This is the most important point, I think. Number 1 to 3. 1 and 3 is the most important point. Offering and communicate, offer and communicate and talk with Heavenly Parents in every second, every day. So anyway, we are, whenever we pray, we ending prayer like this. Report and prayer in the name of Blessed Central Family. We are not asking about some save something. We just try to build relationship relationship with God as a parent and child. This is a more important point. Our relationship, God and all Heavenly Parents and me, this is most important things is anyway, parent and child relationship. This is the most important point. Because of that, true father, anyway, true father, I think because of the true father, teach us to end of the prayer in the name of Blessed Central Family. Report and prayer in the name of Blessed Central Family, like this. So, in the filial piety, in filial piety conception, the most important point of the filial piety in Korean tradition are communicating and reporting. It's like we report about daily routine or daily life, what sort of things we are doing today, and then what sort of things we are thinking. Everything, what sort of heart I have today, sort of things. So we just report about, our daily routine and then asking for some advice and wisdom to my parents and my grandparents. This is the most important point in filial piety. So the filial piety and then prayer, the meaning of the prayer also almost similar, almost the same. So whenever we, anyway, I don't know. This is my idea as well, and not everybody's same. I think that we just say the HyoJeong or filial piety because the true mother emphasize or true father emphasize sort of things. But why true father and mother and emphasize about filial piety? Heavenly Parents and God, also true parent, they wanna listen about our daily routine, our mind, our all of things in our life. So I don't know, but I think our members is nothing like this. Oh, Hyo is like a filial piety. It is like an original concept, another Oriental concept or Korean concept sort of things. This not for the other country. Just like Western society or something like that. But anyway, the Arnold Joseph Toynbee, he said in 1972, he said, Korean traditional filial piety thoughts are the most essential thoughts for the sake of humanity. And then Konstantin Georg also Korean tradition course of filial piety is the most is the model of developed nation in the world. This is not general. This is not only the Korean concept or Asian concept of things. So we can say, I can say, the prayer is a way of communicating with God and Heavenly Parents, also expression of filial piety and method of living together with Heavenly Parents. It means our life based on prayer in a day. It means we start communicating with God in the morning, in the beginning of the day. Now we try to, anyway, we need to try to practice the way of filial piety in our substantial life, because this is the basic training to live together with Heavenly Parents in the kingdom of heaven. Because of that, it's very important to practice filial piety in our life in this world. Heavenly Parents and true parents also want to live with us together in the kingdom of heaven, also in this world as well. After we build, the 천일국 nation in certain nations in this world, how we can live with true parents, how can live with true Heavenly Parents and true parents. What is the culture? What is the tradition? This is the HyoJeong life, like a filial piety life. I think, I don't know, anyway, every day we pray, every second we pray. What sort of prayer, what prayer are you doing in content? Still you are asking something, or still you ask to help or getting something good from God and Heavenly Parents? I think whenever we start new day, we need to report what sort of things I'm gonna do today. And then I will do with this mind, this sort of mind, and then I will offer something to God and to parents today. This is like some of the results daily life. My results like a heart, the viewpoint of a heart, or with heart, or love, my loving result, or artistic result, or substantial, like all things result as well. Will offer to Heavenly Parents. It's like the fruit of my daily life I will offer to true parents and Heavenly Parents. This is the key point of our life of prayer. Could you meditate for 2 minutes, please? So, and then we'll think about what sort of things I can offer today to Heavenly Parents. Let's start 2 minute meditation, please. Okay, somebody want to share about it, please?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, to be mindful in my prayer for others. Oftentimes I forget. I start to pray for someone and then I do forget. So to be determined to pray for others and be mindful of it.
Okay, anybody else?
Yes, go ahead, Randall.
Okay, thank you. One thing with the first fallen nature is that we're not seeing the point of view of God. And for me, prayer is being able to see not just my own point of view, but the other person's point of view that I'm relating with. And so to try to understand the other person's point of view is hard. But if I get closer to God, then that is both the yin and the yang, my point of view and their point of view as well. And if I get closer to God's point of view, then I'm able to understand how the relationship between both of us should be there. I think that when people are just trying to express their own point of view, is like, it's good intentions. And many times it hurts the other person because we're not taking their point of view as well, or God's point of view. And this is why a lot of the source of a lot of things. When I'm trying to understand God's point of view, actually I'm trying to get closer to my full potential. If I'm getting closer to what God thinks of I should be, then I'm expressing myself as God wants me to be better.
All right, thank you. Yeah, anybody else?
Steve had his hand up. Go ahead, Steve.
This hit me kind of personally in a sense that all of us go through vacillations of our faith and our spiritual experiences in life due to many different reasons. But to me, Mother's direction in recent years and our understanding of how God has invested in the Korean tradition and preparation to send his the harbinger of the new age, our true parents. He invested in the understanding of filial piety and the understanding as Father has shared with us that the significance of the parent-child relationship is the essence. Arnold Toynbee's statement here and the other statement about filial piety being integral for national, stability and peace. It just kind of proves to me in my heart that God has invested in Korea and those family traditions that can help build a new base upon which to create the new world. So it's very valuable to me personally because I've had some questions about some things recently, and it gives me peace and confidence. And those are very important points. Thank you for contributing.
All right, thank you very much. Okay. Anybody else?
Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, thank you, Reverend Mansoo. Beautiful sermon, especially following on from your earlier sermon about filial piety. And but I think this what you explained this morning to me takes it deeper, and it's very much aligned with Father as he talks about different religions, how they are advancing through from servant of servant, servant level, adopted child level. Even Catholicism, that Father referred to as like the Old Testament, and then Protestantism, but still only adopted son level. So what Father's introduced and Mother's introduced and demonstrated in the life is this true relationship that we have with God as parent and child expressed through HyoJeong. So I think that it's a beautiful sharing and highlights how important it is for us to have that prayer reflected in our prayer and reflected in every aspect of our life. Yeah, thank you. Very beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. No, yeah, thank you very much. I was joined the church. I was joined the church in 1987. Anyway, actually 1986. Anyway, and then the bill, I submitted my membership card in 1997. At the time, my church reader, I was in like a high school student, like a year 11. Anyway, at the time, year 11. Anyway, at the time, my church leader is Reverend Byung. He is the one of the second, and he's working at restaurant in Sydney, the Chung-sik's father. So he emphasized whenever you go to school, you have to bow and say 학교 다녀오겠습니다. It means I go to school now and come back home, something like this. No prayer. This is like reporting. And then come back home as well. Also we bow, and then I'm the true parent, I'm home now. This is like a quite simple reporting. This is like very simple communication we started. So still in Korean young people as well, we feel something like a burden, sort of like a big burden. Think about like a filial piety. We feel something burden because we have to serve, we have to take care of my parents, you know. Also, even after they go to spirit world, we have something responsibility. That's taking care of the graveyard, and then also we prepare some special, some like altar, like for anniversary every year. This is also like a quite big burden. This because of we feel burden, but now we try to anyway. This is like the method, like a way of purify something like a change. Now minimize everything, minimize. And then in general anyway, generally this is anyway. I think before every day we need to pray in same content, because each person have a different life and then different jobs, or also different background. But we have to have our own purpose and then own goals or target in our life. My case, anyway, I came to Australia 2005. Anyway, at the time, in certain reason, anyway, I went to I started to study to get the visa, like a permanent visa. Anyway, I just think, and then I make a goal. My goal in Sydney, in Oceania. At that time, okay, I will resolve my like a visa issues, and then I will also make my own financial foundation to be a full-time missionary. This is my target at the this is my goal at the time. Still, I keep this goal. So every day, my prayer content almost same. In the morning, people I go to work. Okay, I say, heavenly parents and true parents. Now I'm leaving home to go to work, and then whenever I meet my clients, and then all of my people, I will treat them with sincere heart, and then we'll try to make best result on behalf of heavenly parents and true parents. And then I will use all of things for God's providence, also true parents works. true parent for true parents. So, and then in the end, I talk to heavenly parents and true parents. Father, I can do it. I will do it. I can do it. This is my general prayer content. You know, somebody, lots of Christian, I met a lot of Christian, Korean Christian. They love to pray. They love to study Bible, only pray and study Bible. But actually, also a lot of people I meet, but their prayer life, like a Bible study and prayer life, and actual life is quite different. It's quite different. So why? Why that sort of things happen? This is a very important point, I think. We have to think about this point, why? I think they don't know what is the relationship between God and human beings. Their relationship is like an owner and servant, something like this, owner and worker. This is in general feeling, my feeling. But in our church, true Father teach us God and human beings are parent and child relationship. It's very important. So whenever we pray, we have to think about we are children of God and heavenly parents. Because of that, we can have a pride about our identity, or about the identity means like a bless the child, bless the children, bless the couples, bless the family, and then bless second gen. It's like a second generation. Because of that, we can have a pride. So through the prayer life, we can express our pride, our confidence, also our heart and love, or also substantial life. We have to share and then chat with heavenly parents, and then listen. What sort of response true Father and heavenly parent give me? And then with the response, with the answer, or like we can make better our the life of faith, also our substantial life as well. Truth. Anyway, in 천성경 page, it is the old version 천성경 2000 page 2220. This is the old version one. True Father say, you will enter God's original kingdom if you absolutely go the way of loyalty and filial piety, but you will double back 180 degrees and then drop straight into hell if you oppose it. You know what I'm saying? Why? Why true Father say like say this like this? Because if you are not doing the life like we are not live based on filial piety, on like a HyoJeong life, and then not without loyalty, it means no relationship. We don't have a relationship with God and true parents, God and true parents and heavenly parents. Only we know who I am through the relationship. You know what I'm saying? I'm your son. I'm your son. Why? How we know I'm your son? Through the relationship. Because you are my parent and my child. It's like parent and child relationship. With this basic relationship, we can learn or we can know who I am. Because of that, with the practice, the actual practice of filial piety, we can know who I am. And then we can live together with Heavenly Parent and True Parent. So, to me, the one point in Western society, only one point I don't like it. This concept, this one conception. Okay, after grown up, the father's life, my parents' life, my life. It's the difference. You see, this concept, I don't like it. Without parents, I cannot be here. Without me, also my parents also cannot feel happiness, the perfect happiness, perfect happiness. So in our church, we have to teach parent and child relationship is forever. You are not individual person. Every your life related with parents. We have to teach this point. So filial piety is the most important way of life in Kingdom of Heaven. Because of that, True Mother, today, True Mother strongly emphasize HyoJeong life. True Father, Heavenly Parent, want to live with us together. We practice 100% of the filial piety or HyoJeong life. Already we saved, because we can live with God and True Parents all the time. It means we saved already. Yeah. Please make your life goal and purpose, like a life goal or special target your life, and then try to focus prayer to complete your goal and target today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ahn. Thank you. I'll just stop sharing. Yeah, let's give them a round of applause for sharing today. I think it's a great realization that you gave us, that filial piety in prayer is the same. That the essence of filial piety in prayer is they embody the same relationship, the relationship between parents, and learning to pray is the same as learning to become a filial son or daughter. They have the same focus, you know, our parents, and ultimately our heavenly parent. The relationship is an eternal one, and I think you presenting this realization really helps us understand filial piety really, really well, because one of the problems with Western culture, they had no real expression or term for filial piety, or we could say honor our parents, you know, in the Ten Commandments, but to realize that prayer, which is actually a very deep part for religious people, is the same as filial piety, and it's an expression of love towards parents. Well, that is really, for me, clarifying how to embody filial piety. So thank you, Reverend Hart. We have some time left for others who would like to share some realization. Go ahead. Yes, Mary, and then Greg Hansen after that.
Thank you very much for this message this morning. Yeah, especially recently, the days go by and I get nothing done. I've made determinations and I don't fulfill them. And I think what I realized this morning, I need to report at the beginning of every day and make a determination from the beginning of every day. So yeah, and also I've always admired the Korean family and their the filial piety and they love they have. And I think like, and we have some, you know, we have respect for parents to some degree, you know, of course. And but I think, you know, children are actually learnt to be independent from the beginning, because I think the parents feel that they need to be independent so they can be successful in society. And so much of parents' effort in the West is to create that independence, which is in somewhat separating them from the parents. Anyway, just a couple of thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you very much, Reverend Han. I was really inspired by your talk, and I have just 3 points I wanted to share, which inspired me recently. The first one was from Reverend Ito when he explained like the tradition and liberating God, how if we can keep that vertical condition, whatever else we do, it's such a way, if we understand our position and can keep the vertical connection with Heavenly Parent and true parents, we can actually liberate God by going this course. And with Reverend Han, just that simple reporting was so moving. So I made already a goal for this today, which is a kind of a bit personal, so I can't share it, but just to report it. And the same as Mary was saying, like, just to make that simple report and have a kind of substantial goal. It was such a meaningful realization again for me, that how to become more a real person rather than just some very just words and prayers, but how to really substantialize it in the goals and our attitudes, making those goals and what our heart is. And the third point I really liked recently was the idea that even if, I think it was yesterday, even if we can be grateful in all situations, even if we're in a very struggling or miserable type time, then if we can find the gratitude and the heart through reporting, etc., then we can find deep joy in our circumstances. So I'd like to really thank everyone for sharing all those points. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Randall.
I shared in the chat a link for a talk that's coming up with Geelong Interfaith Network. We have webinars every second month, and actually the topic of the next one later this month is prayer and meditation, how the different faith groups will be talking. Think about that. I'll be giving a presentation for Family Federation as well. And if anyone has anything that they want to send to me, by all means, please do that. But I thought this was a way to not just tell the Australian family, but the Oceania. One thing that I think, Mansoo, you were saying about different Christians, the way that they also pray. One thing is worship as well, worshiping God or praising God. This is something that the angels are actually meant to be doing, but they see themselves as praying to the Lord. And so it's almost like an angel role rather than the role of a son or daughter. And so, yeah, I agree with the things that you're saying, and to develop our relationship with God, to go from the servant of servants to servant and adopted son, stepson, true son. This is how we develop our things in relation with God. And, you know, how you pray to God depends on how you understand your relationship with God. So thank you very much, Mansoo. I wouldn't mind receiving your papers on that, and so I can add points of that to my talk. Thank you.
Thank you. John Randall, we still have time for a couple more. Yes, Chris, go ahead. Then after Chris, Reverend Seti.
Thanks, John. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Look, very simply, I always like it when things are revealed in a very simple way. And for me, to be honest, I haven't thought about reporting at the start of the day. I have, you know, always viewed it as reporting what I've done. And yeah, that was a very simple point for me. I've never really thought about starting the day with that. I do pray quite a bit and connect to God in this heartistic relationship as much as I can. And then the little point where Mansoo said that God is looking forward to hearing from us, you know, hoping we can fulfill these things. And then I had this little vision. Is that really true? Then it certainly would be. If God is the parent that we think he is, then we make these these goals, and he's eagerly hoping. And God, being who he is, every day is completely new for him. He doesn't remember what happened yesterday if it didn't work. He's totally focused on what you say sincerely for today. So I could imagine my Heavenly Father sitting there, Heavenly Parent, and saying, you know, Chris Bruce has said this, and let's watch him go and do it, you know, and getting joy out of that. So it puts more responsibility in me to actually fulfill what I say. Anyway, just simple points for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Go ahead, Reverend Seti.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Reverend Han, for the wonderful talk. Yeah, I think similarly, this point that Reverend Han said that he really doesn't like from the Western concept of, you know, my life and my parents' life is different. I mean, this is the clash of culture that, you know, I think many Samoans also, when we grew up in New Zealand or Australia or America, it's the same trade-off that, you know, we struggled with it, because our Samoan culture is very much a filial piety culture. So much so that, you know, the parents eat before the children, you know, and the children serve the the parents their meal, and so it's such, in retrospect, when I think about joining the church, in some respects, coming from the Samoan culture and the Christian culture, in which we were drilled this lifestyle of thinking of our parents and our elders primarily before ourselves. And then, sometimes I feel like I was abused, it feel like abuse, that we were put into this environment where we lost that, or that was taken away from us somewhat. But I can really feel this point that Reverend Han made, and also as parents now trying to raise our kids and to keep this kind of filial piety ethic. This is so much the case. Currently I have one child that is away from home, and I feel has been severely influenced by this Western model and of independence and doing your own thing, searching for your own identity by going out and searching in the world. But in the filial piety way, we search for our identity through this way of filial piety. So through our relationships, to the context of the spheres of we call in Samoan Ratapuia, which means the sacred sphere of relationships, and that's the vertical and horizontal expression that the parents talk about. So this is such an important issue right now, and it affects not just the family but all the way through society. Even now, as our nation struggles with what is ideal governance, but these factors come to bear. The democratic governance system. How is it rooted? I mean, how is it? Is it just a legalistic thing, or so? Really, HyoJeong is so deep. It is so deep, and it must be clarified how it functions in governance. So what I mean is that some elements of what's happening now in Samoa is because some people are just valuing the role of ancestors and the role of those who shape the constitution of our nation. But it has, we can never do today without considering what went before and also considering what is to come. There's not a cutoff. There's a continuum. So anyway, thank you, Reverend Han, for a very important topic.
Thank you, Reverend Seki. Now it's time for us to offer our unison prayer, offer our filial heart to heaven. I'll just share the screen and let's begin. Adieu, adieu, adieu. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. And today's Ahn Shi.
Thank you. Have a good day, Uncle John.
Thank you. Rick.
Thanks, Mansoo.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.